You know that feeling, that really intense frustration when you're trying so hard to change something, maybe something really personal, like your weight or your relationship with food.
Oh, absolutely. And you just feel stuck, like you're hitting the same wall over and over again.
Mm.
Yeah, it's disheartening.
Right. And we often think, okay, it's about willpower, or maybe just finding the right diet,
hmm
or the latest pill.
Exactly. We tend to focus on the biology or just, trying harder. But what if the real key is something else entirely? A different way of thinking about it, about success, and even about failure.
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking at the pretty unique philosophy of Dan Hollis. He talks a lot about weight loss, especially now with medications like semaglutide becoming more common.
Right, these GLP-1 drugs that many people are exploring.
And we've got a few sources we're drawing from here. There's the Dan Hollis FAQs, and a couple of pieces like what Dan Hollis taught me about feeling gracefully with weight loss, and another just called what Dan Hollis taught me about weight loss.
Yeah, reflections from people he's worked with, it seems.
Exactly. And our goal really is to pull out the surprising ideas here. How success, especially with tools like semaglutide, isn't just about, doing something.
It's about who you become in the process, and critically, how you actually understand the journey itself. It's a real mindset shift.
Okay, so let's start with semaglutide itself. The common view is, well, it's a drug, right? Suppresses appetite.
That's the standard take, yeah. A shot, a quick fix maybe, but Hollis flips that right away.
How so?
He has this line, most programs hand you a syringe and wish you luck, I hand you a map. That says a lot.
A map. Okay, so it's not the destination, it's the guide.
Pretty much. He says semaglutide isn't the solution, it's the signal. It changes how you should even approach using it.
A signal? For what?
He describes it as not a shortcut, it's a pause button, a reset. Basically, a chance to build new habits, new systems.
While the usual noise quiets down, the cravings, the food thoughts.
Exactly. While the noise gets quiet, as he puts it, it's about using that window of opportunity strategically.
That sounds potentially really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
A pause button. But he also warns about it, right? What's the catch?
The big catch is this pause, this quiet. It only works if you know what to do with that silence.
Ah, so without a plan.
Without structure, without support, he warns it can amplify your confusion just as fast as it lowers your appetite. The quiet itself isn't the fix.
So the medication might clear the noise, but it doesn't automatically give you direction. You still need that map he mentioned.
Precisely. You need to know where you're going during that pause.
Which leads nicely into this idea he shares from his own experience, this unsettling beauty of the silence when cravings vanish.
Yeah, he says, the quiet. I didn't realize how loud food was in my life until the cravings were gone.
Wow. I mean, if you think about how much mental energy goes into thinking about food, resisting cravings.
Right. Planning, worrying. And he found that silence unsettling and strangely beautiful. It sounds like a really profound shift, maybe even a bit disorienting at first.
Definitely. But he's clear, this isn't the end goal, this quiet.
No, not at all. He says the real work begins when the cravings stop. That's when the truth shows up.
Okay, the truth shows up.
Oh.
What kind of truth is he talking about there? What comes up when the food noise is gone?
Well, think about it. For a lot of people, food isn't just sustenance. It's comfort.
Or control. Or maybe even part of their identity, how they cope.
Exactly. So when the biological drive quiets down, those deeper emotional connections, the reasons why you ate beyond hunger, those start to surface.
Oh, so the quiet space forces you to confront what needs that food was actually meeting.
Yeah, and that's why he makes this really strong point. People don't relapse because the drug stops working. That's not usually it.
Okay, so why do they relapse then, in his view?
They relapse because no one helped them rebuild the emotional framework that food used to support.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just about managing hunger. It's about building entirely new ways to cope, to find comfort, to manage emotions.
Without relying on food in the same way. You have to build new supports.
That makes sense. He also talks about that feeling of losing control, but he reframes it.
He does. He says, you didn't lose control, you lost connection.
Connection to what?
To your hunger cues, to your purpose, to yourself. And his work is about helping rebuild that connection. It's about finding your internal compass again.
And it's interesting, he validates the anxiety people might feel when cravings stop. He says it's normal.
Totally normal. He even compares it to losing a friend.
Which, when you consider how central food can be, That really hits home, doesn't it? It's like a relationship ending.
It is a big shift, and this focus on the deeper stuff ties into probably one of his most powerful ideas, how he redefines failure.
Ah, yes, the F word in weight loss, which usually comes with so much shame.
So much shame, but he flips it. He sees failure as, well, not failure in the moral sense. He calls it a data point.
A data point, like in an experiment.
Yeah, or a moment of feedback, or even, get this, the most honest conversation you'll ever have with yourself.
Okay, that's quite a reframe. So if someone comes to him saying, I've failed every single time before this, what does he say?
He says, good. That means you've tested what doesn't work.
Wow. Okay, that takes the blame right out of it. It's learning, not failing.
Exactly. It shifts you from beating yourself up to actually thinking strategically, like, okay, what didn't work and why?
And even relapse. He doesn't see it as throwing away progress.
No, he calls it the brain asking for the old familiar rhythm.
Yeah.
It's biology and habit, not a betrayal.
And he's pretty blunt about where the real shame lies.
Yeah, he says the shame isn't in failing. The shame is in pretending you were supposed to be perfect.
Oof, that hits hard. Because that perfection standard is impossible, isn't it?
Totally. And he fosters this idea of learning together. Failure is only failure if you don't learn anything. And here we learn in public together. It's communal.
That shift from shame to learning seems absolutely crucial for making any kind of lasting change. Which brings us to strategy.
Right, because the pause button of semaglutide doesn't last forever.
You need a plan for when it's switched off. He talks about an off-ramp, right?
Absolutely critical. He says, if you don't have a strategy, the biology takes over. He apparently won't even start someone without figuring out that off-ramp first.
That makes sense. You need to know how to navigate without the signal eventually.
Mm.
And he also cautions against speed, doesn't he? Everyone wants fast results, but
But he warns, fast weight loss is seductive, but it often triggers metabolic slowdowns. It can backfire.
so his focus isn't on speed.
No, it's on sustainability. He says, you're not here to win the race, you're here to finish it.
Finish it. I like that. It connects to his idea of pattern mastery over perfection. What does that mean in practice?
Well, he gives an example. If your system can't handle a slice of cake without spiraling, then we haven't taught it flexibility, we've taught it fear.
Ah, okay. So it's not about never eating cake again. It's about building a system, a pattern, that can handle occasional cake without derailing everything.
Exactly. Building resilience, understanding your responses, rather than just having rigid, fear-based rules.
And it's about replacing habits, not just stopping them.
Yeah. He stresses that every pound lost means a habit must be replaced, not just removed. You're actively building something new.
So ultimately, how does someone keep the weight off, according to him? It's not just white-knuckling it with discipline forever.
No, he argues it's about identity. He says you maintain it by becoming the kind of person who doesn't need weight loss as a project anymore.
Becoming that person. How?
That takes identity work, not just dieting. It's about shifting how you see yourself, fundamentally. Moving from, I have to diet, to, I'm someone who naturally lives this way.
That's a profound difference.
And he sums it up beautifully. You don't hold on to weight loss with discipline, you hold on to it with alignment.
Alignment. Okay, so given all this, what does success even look like in his world? It's clearly not just a number on the scale.
Definitely not. He defines success not by the number on the scale, but by how many coping mechanisms we've replaced with real tools.
Wow, so the weight loss itself is secondary.
Almost. He says weight loss is a side effect of clarity.
A side effect of clarity. That flips the whole thing around, doesn't it? Instead of chasing the weight loss, you work on the clarity, and the weight loss follows.
It's a radical reframing of the entire struggle.
And while we're talking about changing the narrative,
Right.
what about the people who say using medication like semaglutide is, cheating? How does he respond to that?
He's very direct about it. He says, if your body's biochemistry is rigged against you, using science to unrig it isn't cheating, it's adapting.
Adapting, not cheating.
Yeah. And then he adds, the real cheat is pretending willpower was enough.
Ooh, that's powerful. It takes the blame off the individual and acknowledges the complex biology involved.
Right. It validates the struggle and opens the door to using all the available tools, including science.
You get the sense this is really personal for him. Why does he care so much, did the sources say?
They did. It comes from his own experience. He says, because I lived it. I was the guy who couldn't lose weight, who felt broken, who was ashamed to ask for help.
Ah, so he's been there.
Deeply. He says, I built this so nobody has to go through that alone again. It's clearly driven by empathy.
And he even shared a specific moment when things shifted for him, didn't he? It wasn't about the scale.
No, it was something deeper. He said the moment of hope was when I went to bed and didn't feel like I had to start over the next day.
That feeling of peace, not dreading tomorrow's battle.
Exactly. Freedom from that cycle. That's a powerful image of what real success feels like internally.
So wrapping this up, Dan Hollis offers this really holistic view. It's way beyond just diet and drugs.
Yeah, it's about changing your identity, how you relate to yourself, how you define success, even how you see failure. It's deep work.
And semaglutide, in this model, is like a tool, a catalyst, that pause button.
That creates the quiet space needed to do that deeper work, to build new emotional frameworks, new habits, new patterns.
It's about finding alignment, not just forcing discipline. It's intentional, it's quiet, it's really focused on who you're becoming.
Absolutely. It's a transformation from the inside out.
So maybe the final thought to leave you with, something from Dan Hollis that kind of goes beyond just weight loss. He says, it's not about becoming